Nigerian government files new 6-count cyberbullying charge against Senator Natasha Akpoti. Hello viewers and welcome to InfoGist TV. The Nigerian government has filed a 6-count charge bordering on cyberbullying and defamation against Senator Natasha at the Federal High Court in Abuja. The charges stem from alleged defamatory remarks made by the senator against Senate President Godswill Akpabio and former Kogi State Governor Yahaya Bello. According to the charge sheet, it was obtained on Monday, marked charge number FHC ABJ CR 19-19525 between Federal Republic of Nigeria as complainant and Senator Natasha Akpoti as defendant. The embattled senator is accused of intentionally transmitting false information via computer systems and networks, which could harm the reputations of Akpabio and Bello. The alleged remarks were made during a public address on April 1st, 2025, and a live studio interview on Channels TV on April 3rd, 2025. According to the church sheet, the senator allegedly claims that Akpabio and Bello discussed plans to eliminate her, with Akpabio purportedly instructing Bello to ensure her killing took place in Kogi State to make it appear like a local incident. The charges against Akpoti include cyberstalking, defamation, and causing a breakdown of law and order. If convicted, she could face penalties under the Cybercrimes Prohibition, Prevention and So On Amendment Act 2024. The federal government had in May filed a 3-count criminal charge against Senator Natasha Akpoti for allegedly defaming Senate President Godswill Akpabio and former Kogi State Governor Yahaya Bello. The charges brought through the Office of the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice are contained in suit number CR 127725 and are pending before Justice C.N. Oji at the High Court of the Federal Capital Territory (FCT). Filed by the Department of Public Prosecutions on behalf of the Attorney General, the suit accuses Senator Akpoti of making statements intending to harm reputations in violations of sections 391 of the Penal Code law and punishable under sections 392. The first count focuses on an interview the Senate granted on Channels Television's political program Politics Today on April 3rd, 2025, where she alleged that State President Akpabio, in concert with Yahaya Bello, plotted to assassinate her. During the interview, Akpoti stated that he was part of the meeting, the discussions that Akpabio had with Yahaya Bello that night to eliminate her. Meanwhile, the 6-count charge bordering on cyber stalking filed by Abubakar Mohamadu Babadoka, a director in the Department of Public Prosecutions on behalf of the Attorney General Akpoti is accused of making statements that could harm the reputation of Akpabio and Bello. The case has sparked widespread interest. Given the high-profile nature of the parties involved, the outcome will be closely watched, particularly in light of ongoing debates about free speech and the limits of political discourse in Nigeria. Human rights lawyer Femi Falana SAN has criticized the charges, describing them as unconstitutional and a violation of Akpoti right to freedom of expression. The attempt to criminalize criticisms of public office holders is not only outdated but unlawful under Nigeria's democratic framework, Falana stated. Falana further argued that public office holders should seek redress through civil libel actions rather than resorting to criminal charges, stressing that such legal measures undermine democratic freedoms and stifle open discourse. Those in public office should not be intolerant of criticisms. Where a writer exceeds the bounds, there should be a resort to the law of libel where the plaintiff must of necessity put his character and reputation in issue, he said. Akpoti lead counsel, West Idahusa SAN, has expressed readiness to defend her in court, describing her as a law-abiding citizen. Our client is a law-abiding citizen. Why wouldn't she be there? It's a summons we have undertaken, Idahusa said. The 6-count charge dated May 21st, filed on May 22 and served on June 16, 2025, partly reads Count 1. That on or about the first day of April 2025, while addressing a crowd of people while addressing a crowd of people at Ihima Community, Kogi State, within the jurisdiction of this honorable court, you, Senator Natasha Akpoti, intentionally caused the following communications to be transmitted via a computer system and network to it. And Akpabio told Yahaya Bello, I am saying standing by what I have said. He told him that he should make sure that killing me does not happen in Abuja. It should be done here, so it will be seen as if it is the people that killed me. And you, Senator Natasha Akpoti, knew this contained a threat that could harm the reputation of Senator Godswill Akpabio, GCON, as the President of the Senate of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. You thereby committed an offense contrary to Section 24, Sub 2C of the Cybercrimes Prohibition, Prevention and So on Amendment Act 2024 and punishable under same sections of the Act. Count 2, that on or about the first day of April 2025, while addressing a crowd of people at Ihima Community, Kogi State, within the jurisdiction of this honorable court, you, Senator Natasha Akpoti, intentionally caused the following communications to be transmitted via a computer system and network to it. And Akpabio told Yahaya Bello, I am saying, standing by what I have said. He told him that you should make sure that killing me does not happen in Abuja. It should be done here so that it will seem as if it is the people that killed me here. And you, Senator Natasha Akpoti, knew that this contained a threat that could harm the reputation of Yahaya Bello, a former governor of Kogi State. You thereby committed an offense contrary to Section 24, Sub 2C of the Cybercrimes Prohibition, Prevention Amendment Act 2024 and punishable under same section. Counts 3. That on or about the 3rd of April 2025, during a live studio interview program, Politics Today, on Channels TV in Abuja, Federal Capital Territory, within the jurisdiction of this honorable court, you, Senator Natasha Akpoti, intentionally caused the following communications to be transmitted via a computer system and network to it. Sheung, I am glad you did affirm that I am a lawyer, and even if I am not a lawyer, I am a sane individual, and I do stand by what I said. It was part of the meeting, the discussions that Akpabio had with Yahaya Bello that night to eliminate me. Shortly a week after, which was the 14th, a week and few days later, when he met with him, he then emphasized that I should be killed, but I should be killed in Kogi. And you, Senator Natasha Akpoti, knew this contained a threat that could harm the reputations of Senate Godswill Akpabio as the President of the Senate of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. You thereby committed an offense contrary to Section 24 Sub 2C of the Cybercrimes Prohibition, Prevention Amendment Act 2024 and punishable under same sections of the Act. Count 4. That on or about the 3rd of April 2025, during a live studio interview program, Politics Today, on Channels TV in Abuja, the Federal Capital Territory, within the jurisdiction of this honorable court, you, Senator Natasha Akpoti, intentionally caused the following communications to be transmitted via a computer system and network to it. Sean, I am glad you did affirm that I am a lawyer, and even if I am not a lawyer, I am a sane individual, and I do stand by what I said, that it was part of the meetings, the discussions that Akpabio had with Yahaya that night to eliminate me shortly a week after, which was the 14th, and a week. And a few days later, when he met with him, he then emphasized that I should be killed, but I should be killed in Kogi. That you, Senator Natasha Akpoti, knew this contained the threat that could harm the reputations of Yahaya Bello as a former governor of Kogi State. You thereby committed an offense contrary to Section 24 Sub 2C of the Cybercrimes Prohibition, Prevention and So on Amendment Act 2024 and punishable under same act. This goes on to count 6. Meanwhile, Justice Mohammed Umar of the Federal High Court in Abuja has declined the request by the federal government to issue a bench warrant for the arrest of Senator Natasha Akpoti, who failed to appear in court for the commencement of her defamation trial. The judge the judge ruled against the application after the prosecuting counsel, David Casway, admitted that the charge was only served on the senator's lawyer earlier that morning in court. Justice Umar held that it would be unjust to expect the senator to appear in court when there was no prior service of the charge or a hearing notice on her directly. He described the request for her arrest as unfounded and premature, disagreeing with the prosecution's argument that service of her counsel was sufficient to infer her awareness. The court stressed that proper procedures must be followed in criminal matters, especially where personal liberty is at stake. Following the refusal of the arrest application, the prosecution applied for subtest service of the charge on the senator through her counsel, Justice Usman SCN. Justice Umar granted the request and subsequently fixed June 30th for arraignment. The case stems from the statements made by Senator Akpoti during a live television interview in which she alleged that Senate President Godswill Akpabio and former Kogi State Governor Yahaya Bello were involved in a plot to assassinate her. The federal government, through the Office of the Attorney General of the Federation, is prosecuting the matter as a defamation suit. A similar suit also linked to the same television comment, which is currently pending before the High Court of the Federal Capital Territory. The Socio-Economic Right and Accountability Project (SERAP) has also asked President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to withdraw the government's case against suspended Senator Natasha Akpoti and Kogi Central Senator. The right group made the call on Monday via an ex social media handle formerly known as Twitter account. Earlier in the day, the Federal High Court in Abuja rejected an application by the federal government to issue a bench warrant against Senator Natasha Akpoti in an alleged defamation case against her, while the SERAP said that following his express commitment on June 12th, they called on President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to promptly direct Nigeria's Attorney General to immediately discontinue the case against Senator Natasha Akpoti who is targeted simply for the peaceful exercise of her human rights.